Soviet communistic ideology claimed that there were no irreplaceable people. Generations were raised under this statement. For many years, the anti-human country called Soviet Union remained closed. No one was allowed to leave. No one was allowed to come. When the Union ceased to exist, people became freer. They became free to stay, and they became free to leave. Many stayed not because they were forced to, but because they were ready for changes. And they knew that the changes would occur only with the participation of every single irreplaceable citizen. At that moment, the entire Russia had a hope for a mental revival. Now the country that occupies the ruins of the former communistic giant is immersing itself back into a new whirl of totalitarianism. We, citizens of Russia, are still free to live. But are we free to stay? For those who cannot engage themselves with the immorality and cruelty of the regime, emigration became almost inevitable. Suddenly it became clear to me that I am no longer free to stay without betraying my own moral principles. But I do want to feel free to stay. When I was leaving my home, I felt bitter with the realization that at that very moment I was losing something. This something is still there, back in Russia, with my aging parents. I miss my family and the feeling of being irreplaceable for somebody, because this is the feeling that defines home for me. And it is these feelings and ideas that inspired my Migrating Landscapes project. I envisioned it as an anthem to irreplaceability. It's dedicated to people who need to feel that they are irreplaceable no matter where they are living. The project is a dwelling, which consists of an inner steel and glass shelter and 2 curvilinear blankets that envelop the shelter within. The blankets are comprised of rectangular steel rings with special grooves and connectors. A steel string surrounds the entire blanket and serves to keep the rings under compression. The thickness of the connectors is slightly smaller than the width of the grooves, which makes the structure flexible, yet resistant to folding. Every piece is essential to the whole, and as such is irreplaceable. The elimination of any element from the system will lead to degradation in the force distribution, and possibly the complete collapse of the entire composition. Such essential interdependence can evoke a sense of belonging and a secure feeling of home.